Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today, let's try to understand low level design in the context of a payment app. Okay, now imagine building a car. A car will require an engine, then seats, a braking system, okay, the transmission. Now, these are all components of a car, and how well they fit together and how they work with each other is called low level design. The low level design of the car. Now, the top speed, the acceleration, etc., whatever these things will be responsible for is called higher level design. Okay. Now, in computer design, low level design is the basic structure of code. Okay. Now, low level design in computer terms is the basic structure of code. Okay. So now, how should a low level design be constructed? Like, what are the main criteria that a low level design should follow? Firstly, it should be easy to read. Okay, that it should be it should be easy to understand, easily understandable. Secondly, it should be easy to maintain. Okay, and it should be easy to expand. By maintenance, I mean that it should be easily modifiable and fixed. And by easy to expand, I mean that it should be easy to add new features. Okay, now in this video, as I mentioned earlier, let's take an example of a payment app to understand the design in simple terms. Now, firstly, let us visualize the user journey in using a payment app. Like, imagine uh, how we use the app. Firstly, we come across a user interface. Okay, the user interface will then lead you to a QR scanner, or it'll ask you to enter a UPI ID. Then it'll be you'll enter an amount. After you enter the amount, you'll enter the PIN code, the PIN, and then the transaction proceeds. From there, it will be either a success or a failure. Now, if it fails, it will ask to retry. Okay. Then, after we imagine a user journey on how the user will get to the payment, then we construct a case diagram. The case diagram will have different features. Feature 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now feature 1 will be the interface where all the buttons etc. will be arranged. Then feature 2 will be the sign up login page. Feature 3 will ask for the KYC. Feature 4 will ask for the security, will be responsible for the security encryption. Okay, then feature 5 will be the transfer or transaction. Feature 6 will be the integration with apps, with the banks, payment gateways. Feature 7 will show you the balance or transaction history. Okay, so now these different features will have different teams working on them depending on their expertise. Now going slightly more into detail, firstly the app will ask you to create an account within it. Okay, the account creation will require login details, user ID, password, email, and suppose if it's a phone number, they will ask you to enter an OTP. Okay. Secondly, the app will ask for the bank details. The bank details will require your account number, your IFSC code, your card details, KYC. KYC stands for Know Your Customer. The KYC will ask for your name, photograph, Aadhaar card. Okay, this is a government issued ID card. In India. PAN card. Then the third function of the app will be to send money. That is send or receive money, or transaction as you can call it. It will require the UPI ID, then the bank account details. This money will be deducted from your bank account, or in the same way it can be credited, like it can be added to your bank account, so it can be either debited or credited. Okay, then fourth function will be the transaction history. The latest will be shown first, latest transaction will be shown first. Then the fifth point Fifth point will be handling of transactions and notifications. Like suppose if you make a transaction, it will give you either a success or a fail notification. In case there is a faulty internet connection, or in case there is a problem with the app, if there's an app issue, then the payment should be stopped completely. This is called rollback. The money should be within the account and it shouldn't be transferred. Like whenever we make a transaction, it should be either all or none. Okay. Now once we have understood the features, let us try and understand the class schema of the app. Now what is class schema? The app, it can be broken down into smaller parts. The code for the app can be divided into smaller parts which form the blueprint of the app. Okay. Now each class will have properties, that is the attributes, and behavior, which stands for the methods. Okay, this blueprint can be used as a guide for writing the code as well as maintaining it. Okay, now let us try to understand a simple schema. First is user. The user class, it will be having an ID, okay, a name, date of birth, phone number, email, password, gender, KYC, bank details. ID will be of the data type long. Now let us try to understand which data type each attribute will be. Name will be string, then date of birth will be date time, phone number will again be string, email will be string, password will be string, gender will be enum data type. Enum represents a group of unchanged variables. Then KYC bank details, this will all belong to the user class. Then second, there will be a payment class. Payment class will have an ID, it will have a sender, a user, a timestamp when the transaction was made, transaction status, transaction mode, Okay, the ID will again be long data type. Sender will be user. User also will be user. Sorry for the, this would be the receiver. Sender and receiver are both users of the app. Then timestamp will be data time, date time. Transaction status will be enum, unchanged variables as I mentioned before, that is either success or failure. And transaction mode also will be enum, which can either be done through a debit card or a credit card or net banking. Okay, then the methods will be check status, to check. The methods of the payment class will be to check the status, that is whether the transaction has gone through or not. Then share status, this method would enable you to share the payment status either via WhatsApp or SMS notification. Then the third class would be a wallet class. Okay, this will have balance, currency. The methods in this class would be, let's say, transaction history, adding funds, deducting funds, okay. Now hope we understood the concept of a low level design in payment apps, and that's all for this video for today. Thank you very much.